Ripples on Deep Water by Orphan Account on AO3. Episode 25. Chapter 24. Gone, Gone, Gone. Hisoshi glanced at his shorter, and admittedly, smarter friend as they walked into the city block. What's the plan? Izuku glanced over, either contemplative or constipated from the look on his face. Fuck shit up and don't get caught? Well, fuck. We have 10 minutes, he mused. We can probably find a decent hiding spot in there. A good one in 5. Got anything on Jim Gamma and the Wonder Map? Zuku groaned. We are not calling it the Wonder Map, for Kami's sakes. It's the Chimera Map. Hitoshi bit his lip to hold in a snort. Hatsume had told him it was called the Wonder Map, but honestly, he liked the Chimera Map better. Well, do you? No. Fabulous. The dark-haired boy stopped dead in his tracks, eyes flickering from side to side, and muttering fast that he couldn't comprehend. Hitoshi took his friend's lack of attention to be gay for a moment and admire the splash of freckles over Suku's nose, the way his four-screen eyes took everything in with a critical concentration. Got it. Zuko ruffled around in his bag before drawing out 2 siren calls and 2 sets of bright pink ballet flats? If Koyama walked into the Gym Gamma with full confidence, can you blame her? Okay, so the support kid, Midoriya, she thinks his name is, had some tech that had let him detect heat signatures. That wasn't that big of a deal. She had lasted 6 out of the 10 minutes granted, so it was pretty much impossible for she and Shoji to lose. She plugged in her ear jacks into the ground, listening intently. The usual buzz of electricity, flowing of sewage. Nothing out of the ordinary, yet. Shoji was all ears next to her, and Koya glanced over at him. Anything? He shook his head, looking as confused as Koya as was starting to feel. Minutes ticked by as they prowled the streets, searching for anything. There, a scuffle on the ground. It wasn't loud, but it was something. She ran towards it, feet flying over the pavement, to find an empty alleyway. Fuck. This cycle repeated several times, with Koda getting increasingly frustrated. She couldn't even hear them breathing. She turned a corner, and an ear-splitting wail cut through the air. Koya stumbled back, trying to cover her ears to no avail. Though, a blur of pain, she saw the Genid kid, Shinsou, maybe? Spinning off, and Midoriya, with his head tilted back. Apparently the one who screamed, and was still screeching. Does he have a fucking voice quirk? No wonder Aizawa-sensei said she wouldn't stand a chance. This shit is so painful. The bell sounded. Had she lost? It was just really boring, actually. Toshi surmised. We were mostly just walking through alleys and chucking rocks and stuff until, like, the last 30 seconds where Izuku pretty much screamed while I ran. Yeah. Izuku frowned at his hands. Izuku and Hitoshi were recalling the story to a mildly interested 1F over lunch. As usual, Izuku hadn't brought anything, and the whole of 1F was peer pressuring him into eating the small bits of their own lunches they offered to the short, black-haired boy. Uraraka, Tsuyu, Yaomomo, and Jiro had joined them this time, as well as Jiro demanding to know how they cancelled out their sounds. I am taking that to my grave, thank you very much. Toshi. While Yaomomo, Tsu, and Uraraka just seemed to enjoy 1F's company, for whatever strange reason. Have you looked at your internships yet? Jiro asked. I thought about taking Death Arm's internship, but that fight with you and Shinso-kun really made me think, you know? I shouldn't be so weak around sound. Yamada-sensei gave me an interesting offer, so I might take that. Yamomo nodded. I'm thinking about Obama. Don't. They all looked over at Izuku, who cleared his throat awkwardly. Yeah, he gets it. He's usually pretty quiet, but okay. Yobami is really self absorbed. She's likely only taking interns to make herself look better. Your quirk takes up libids, right? Yamama blinked. Um, yeah. Fat gum would be better. She checked her list. I do have one from him. You think I should take it? Izuku nodded sheepishly. Oh, that's a pretty good idea, Midoriya-kun. Asui and Uraraka rattled off their own ideas, which were pretty solid, before Asui turned the conversation on them. Who are you picking, Kero? Izuku and Toshi both froze. Well, you see, Toshi started. I'm mildly afraid to even touch that stack of papers. There's like 50 pages in small print. And we still have like 2 more days. So, do we even need to? The pair of them got blank stares in return. Izuku sighed, already rifling through his backpack until he threw out an actual binder. Rest in peace, whoever had to type all this shit out. He groaned solemnly, already flipping it open. It's in alphabetical order, too. Kami rest their soul. Yikes. Toshi agreed, pulling out his own stack. For fuck's sakes, I go on for fucking Arid? You? Izuku shrugged at the mention of the number 39 hero, scanning the ace, then immediately wrinkled his nose. Ass might. Ouch. One F, uttered in unison, which Izuku appreciates. Mei continues. He's such a jerk. Fiend, Pearl, you both owe me 10,000 yen? The two girls swore and handed over the cash, as the 1A girls looked on with wide eyes. You don't like All Might? Uraraka asked in a scandalous whisper. Not your business. He was sharp replied, leafing through B's and C's and D's. And Dev Horror really gave me one, as if I'd tap his pretentious ass. Something caught his eye. Oh, oh, oh. Oh my fucking kami. Toshi breathed, stopping on the same name Izuku was. He checked. Right beneath Endeavor's agency, Daylight Hero, Hosu, or, in Toshinori's case, right beneath Egor, Litten Agency, Daylight Psychic Masatofu. Are they okay? Turn our xylems, they're young, they'll recover. Eraserhead, Independent, Underground, Hero, NA. When people die, their first thing after an apology to come out of another person's mouth is, it will get easier with time. It has been 13 years, and Hisashi was calling bullshit. It didn't hit, or Toshi, or Namori, as hard as it hit Sho. The five of them had been close, of course, but it was so much worse for Sho. When Sho got home the day, late, which had become a usual since those 3 kids barged into teaching them to fight, he sat down and actually got Hisashi's opinion on how he was grading the kids, which was bizarre since Sho was always sure of himself. Then Hisashi watched his husband go off for patrol, come back with a few cuts and scrapes, and collapse on the couch without a word. Oh, he recalled. He was taking on interns, wasn't he? It was raining outside when Hisashi finally sat down next to his husband. Hey, Sho. There was a long silence, but Hisashi knew Shota had heard him. Then, he said, with a special kind of grief only reserved for one person. Do you think I'm doing the right thing? Hisashi snorted somberly. You mean, would he think you're doing the right thing? And yeah, Sho, he would. You're just saying that. Fine then. He would have headbutted you in the chest, told you you were being stupid, and hold me hostage until you admitted that you were doing the right thing. Sho lifted his head just enough so Hisashi could see a small smile. Yeah, he would definitely do that. It was raining outside when Sho became friends with him 15 years ago. It was raining outside when Sho screamed for an ambulance, a doctor, anyone to save him 13 years ago. It was raining outside on Shirakumo Obaro's grave all throughout the night. I think today's episode's gonna have way more mistakes. Mainly because I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep. So, yeah. I just woke up. I fell asleep at like 3 and I woke up around... No, I woke up around 7. So no, I actually have 4 hours of sleep in me, roughly. Because it didn't... So 3 hours and something minutes. 3 hours and let's say 40 minutes of sleep in me. Which is not a lot, but hey. I got myself some coffee, which I normally don't like coffee. But I'm tired. And an energy drink is way too much right now. Although I'm definitely gonna need an energy drink for my fucking work because I have a shift today. I don't know why I did this to myself. I was scrolling on TikTok and I just kept scrolling and I wasn't fucking thinking. I just wasn't fucking thinking. Whatever. I think this was... I actually don't have much notes for this one. Other than I hope both Izuku and Hitoshi go with Aizawa for their internships. So number 25 is Overjoyed. Summary, Izuku gets his costume and a pet crowbar. What do you mean pet? That's not a pet. That's a... You know what? It's Izuku. You know what? Let him have this. After what he's had, after what he's gone through, he deserves his pet crowbar. Anyways, as always, my main jobs make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds, have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.